Welcome to Hope's Homemade Kitchen. Today we're making a delicious pumpkin bread with a crunchy streusel topping and maple glaze. Now this is about the best pumpkin bread you could ever eat. I've tried many pumpkin breads. This one is my favorite so far. So let's get started and I'll show you the ingredients. The ingredients for the pumpkin bread with maple glaze are all-purpose flour, canola oil, butter, eggs, pumpkin puree, brown sugar, granulated sugar, baking soda, vanilla extract, cinnamon, pumpkin pie spice, milk, powdered sugar, maple syrup, and kosher salt. You'll also need a 9x5 pan lined with parchment paper and sprayed with cooking spray. Okay, we'll get started by preheating our oven to 325 degrees, and we're going to make our streusel topping, and then we'll put it in the refrigerator while we mix our other ingredients. First, I'm going to melt 1/4 cup of butter in the microwave. So this is 1/4 cup of butter or 1/2 stick. We need 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, and 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. Now, if you don't have pumpkin pie spice, it's really just a mixture of cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, allspice, mace, and cloves. You could use just cinnamon or any combination of those. So I'm just going to get in there with a fork and kind of try to break it up. Mix it together. This makes a wonderful crunchy streusel topping for the top of the pumpkin bread. It's so good. Okay, I'm just going to stick that in the refrigerator while we mix our other ingredients. We're going to mix our dry ingredients first. 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 3/4 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, and 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. Just going to whisk that together, and we'll set it aside while we mix our wet ingredients. Okay, you'll want 1 15-ounce can of pumpkin. Now that will be your pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie filling. So you just want straight pumpkin. You want 1 cup of granulated sugar. You want 1/2 cup of light brown sugar. You want 2 large eggs. A 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And you want 1/2 cup of canola oil. You could also use vegetable oil. Okay, I want to mix in 1/2 of the dry ingredients. Then I'll mix that until it's combined. We mix in 1/2 cup of milk. And then the rest of the dry ingredients. Now I want to pour the mixture into the prepared pan. Now this is a non-stick pan. I probably don't need the parchment paper, but it's just always easy to lift it up out of the pan that way. All right, so I've taken the streusel out of the refrigerator. I'm just going to break it up. And then we want to completely cover the top with the streusel. And I can tell you this is what makes it so delicious. That extra crunch. I mean, it's like all of the flavors of fall right here in a pan. When we add the maple syrup on top, it's perfect for fall. Now we're going to want to cook this in a 325-degree oven for 1 hour and 20 minutes. And we'll do the toothpick test. If it comes out clean, then it's done in the middle. Okay, it's been 1 hour and 20 minutes. The pumpkin bread is still in the oven. I tested it with a toothpick and it's still not done. So I added about 15 more minutes and we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, I'm going to mix up the glaze, which is really simple. It's just a 1/2 cup of powdered sugar and 1/4 cup of maple syrup. And this, when we take it out of the oven, this will just go right over the top of the bread. And it really provides a good fall flavor of maple syrup and pumpkin bread. What is more fall than that? Now that is super simple. So that is ready to go. As soon as it comes out of the oven, we will drizzle it on there. Okay, it's finally done. So I added an additional 20 minutes, tested it with a toothpick, came out clean. So now the instructions are, before you even take it out of the pan while it's still hot, go ahead and drizzle that maple glaze over the top. And then we'll let it set in the pan for about 20 minutes, and then we'll take it out and slice it. So the maple glaze goes right over the streusel topping. If this isn't fall, I don't know what is. It's just absolutely beautiful. This is perfect as a little dessert cake, coffee cake for company, brunch, breakfast, you name it. And also, once it cools, you can slice it into pieces, wrap it, and store it in the freezer, and then just take it out as you want it. That's what I usually do. It's also really nice to take to gatherings and as gifts. We'll be back once it's cooled. We'll take it out of the pan and then slice it up. Okay, this is ready. I'm gonna lift it, the edges. Comes out really nicely that way. Very crunchy topping. Smells amazing. Oh, look at that. Nice and moist. All right, let's give this a taste test. It looks so good. A beautiful, moist pumpkin bread with a crunchy streusel topping, drizzled with maple glaze. I mean, that's so good. All right. Wow. You have to try this. It's the best pumpkin bread I've ever had, and it is so good. The only thing was it took 1 hour and 40 minutes to bake, but it was at 325, which, I mean, if you get results like this, who cares? This is awesome. I really hope you try it. It's a perfect fall recipe. It's great for dessert. It's great for gifting. You can freeze it for later. But I don't think it's going to make it to the freezer. This is incredible. Thank you so much for joining me again on Hope's Homemade Kitchen as we made pumpkin bread with streusel topping and maple glaze. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to my channel, hit the bell for notification of more videos, and share with your friends. We'll see you next time.